I'm John Slater and I've been working as artist in residence here at the Dean Heritage Centre. I've been making artworks inspired by our local writers and exploring the connections between their words and our local history and landscape. And here is my latest installation, Forest, and I found lots of lovely texts by our local writers about the forest and hung them from branches in front of some drawings and paintings I've been enjoying making, sitting out in the forest. We also have an audio recording of the writers reading from their own work.
In those days, wild, sweet days, we had the privilege to behave like lunatics.
That's the lovely voice of Winifred Foley. And we also have baskets of acorns and hazelnuts, so hopefully you can be inspired. You can pick them up and have a feel and write down your forest thoughts in this book here, where people have already begun writing down some lovely stuff. And a file of information about the writers taken from the Reading the Forest website. The process of coming up with these ideas takes time. I began with collecting some branches and weaving them into a framework and having the words from poems I was particularly interested in, Leonard Clark's Woods poem, and I wanted to rip the paper and drape it from the branches, and so it's kind of like a textile-y kind of feel to it. And I think it's because of my experience of using clear acrylic sheets upstairs in the Elvers installation. There's another poem by F.W. Harvey where I curved the clear acetate round to make it look like it's eels swimming, and wrote the lines of his poem on there and had them hanging amongst the fishing nets. So that gave me the idea of having the words hanging down like this. And I thought if I used different fonts for each poem, it would be less confusing, so that you could easily pick out the words of a particular poem from amongst all the other ones. And there's some things that have emerged, like the shadows of the words on the wall and on the artwork, which I really like. It kind of brings them together. It's also given me lots of ideas for the future, and I really like Harvey's Friendly Furniture poem, and I've got some ideas about where to go with that. I just want to say a little bit about the project as a whole, the art residency. The idea is to take the lived experience as recorded by our local writers over many years, centuries even, and see how that relates to the permanent collections in the museum. And hopefully both draw attention to our writers and help bring to life the exhibits in a different way, so that people can engage with them differently. And also I want to have an element of interactivity, just so that people have got something to do. Hopefully it will inspire them more. So here we have, this is actually my first installation of the residency, and it is using F.W. Harvey's poem Elvers. And I love Harvey's work. It's always so humorous, but also has lots of information about living in the forest and hidden depth, actually. So I thought of bending this clear acrylic sheet to represent the eels swimming through the fishing nets. And we also have, this is the interactive bit, which has been really, really popular. So I've made this little cabinet here. Well, I haven't made the cabinet, but decorated it. And the word fishes, these words all come from the poem, Elvers, and you can catch them with this hair fishing rod. This is a magnet, and that sticks to the fish eyes, obviously washers, so that works very well. I had lots of ideas about how to do this, and then what you do is you see if it's like you've deconstructed and reconstructed the poem, and you can make up your own. So fisherman, dip, up, slight, river, fisherman, dip, net, up, slight, river. There we go. Not a great one, but it's all about having fun and get that the right way round. And then you can write it down in this book of fishy poems. And I'm really pleased that we've had lots and lots of some obviously quite young people and people of different ages. Some of them have just used their own words, which is absolutely fine, and some have taken words from the word fish. Bright and white, 7 gleaming. It's just infinite, the number of different ways you can put words together. So that's really great. Put them back. I have to be careful because sometimes they get lost on the floor, and I've told the cleaners, look out for them because I don't want them to end up in the Hoover.